Hello YouTubers, this is 777 Die Hard Forever, coming at you with another highly anticipated and highly recommended model as I continue to play catch up. Today I'll be doing a review on an Inflight Air Caraibes Airbus A350-1000XWB extra wide body jetliner aircraft in their current livery scheme in a 1/200 scale model. I pre-ordered and purchased this model from Waffle Collectibles, and their website address is www.wafflecollectibles.com. But first, before I go into details about this particular aircraft model, please allow me to share with you some information about the history of Air Caraibes and how they actually came about as an airline carrier. Air Caraibes is a French-based airline carrier as well as a regional airline carrier of the French Caribbean, which comprises of two overseas department territories of France, Guadeloupe, and Martinique, as the airline carrier was actually founded in 1969 under the airline's original name of Société Antilles de Transport Aérien / Air Guadeloupe. Then the airline carrier was established again as Société Caribbean de Transport Aériens some 25 years later in September 1994. Then fast forward to nearly 6 years later, through the carrier's merger of various local airlines such as Air Guadeloupe, Air Martinique, Air Saint-Barthélemy, and Air Saint-Martin, the French-based airline carrier was finally formed and officially commenced operations in July 2000 under the airline's current name to what has become known today as Air Caraibes. Whereas the corporate headquarters of Air Caraibes is located in Les Abymes, Guadeloupe, France, while the airline's main hub and base of operations is located on the grounds of Pointe-A-Pitre International Airport Complex, which is located approximately 1.5 miles northeast of the Central District section of Pointe-A-Pitre on the island of Grande-Terre, which is also located in Guadeloupe, France. Air Caraibes also has a secondary hub that's located on the grounds of Paris-Orly Airport, which is located approximately 8.1 miles south of the city center district section of Paris, France, which is located in the Paris, France commune suburbs of Orly and Villeneuve-le-Roi. And the focus city hubs of Air Caraibes is located at Martinique, Souzière International Airport, located in Lula-Montagne, Martinique, French West Indies. At the time of this video review posting, Air Caraibes currently flies to 10 destinations throughout the French West Indies, the Caribbean, South America, and France, with an operating fleet of 14 aircraft, which includes 7 Airbus A350s, which includes 3 of those are the Airbus A350-1000XWB extra wide-body aircraft variant, and the remaining 4 are the Airbus A350-1000XWB extra wide-body aircraft variant with no unfulfilled orders pending on neither aircraft types, including this one you're looking at here. Also, at the time of this video review posting, Air Caraibes is one of 146 airline carriers in the world of aviation that currently operates as a certified 3-star airline carrier, according to the international airline review firm Skytrax magazine, and the Airbus destination code for Air Caraibes for this particular aircraft is 41. All right, let's take a look at the front of the box. What you see is the Airbus A350-1000 title, the airline's billboard title, the airline's logo, the computer-generated picture of the aircraft, the registration ship number, the Inflight 200 decal, as well as the item number information you see at the front of the box. All right, now you're looking at the back of the box. What you see is the Inflight 200 decal, as well as the barcode for the website address of Inflight models. You can pause and read that information if you like. In the meantime, I'm going to keep this moving, all right? All right, now you're looking at the top of the box. What you see is the Airbus A350-1000 decal, the Air Caraibes billboard title, the computer-generated picture of the aircraft, the registration ship number, the Inflight 200 decal, the 1/200 scale model information, the website address of Inflight models, as well as the item number information you see at the top of the box. Now you're looking at the bottom of the box. It's pretty much the same information at the top of the box I just showed you earlier on, okay? All right, now you're looking at the actual model stand that came with the model. We're going to start at the bottom of the model stand. We see this plaque here. You see the Air Caraibes billboard title, the aircraft type, as well as the 1/200 scale model inside that plaque. And then you come up here, you see this thick black pattern there, everyone. The sole purpose of that thick black padding there is that pad not only protects your model, it also prevents from being damaged and scratched, and if and when you decide you want to put your aircraft on this particular model stand, okay? All right, now you're looking at this plastic bag here, and what you see inside this plastic bag are the actual gear replacement doors featuring the 2 little toothpicks for these actual aircraft model. Please stay tuned as I go into detail for the sole purpose of these gear replacement doors for this particular aircraft model, okay? All right, with all that information out of the way about the history of Air Caraibes and how they actually came out as an airline carrier, plus all the details here at the front of the box, as well as the information at the back of the box, plus the actual model stand that came with this model, as well as the gear replacement doors inside that plastic bag. With no further ado, everyone, here is the actual model out of the packaging box. Check it out. There it is, everyone. The Air Caraibes Airbus A350-1000XWB extra wide-body jetliner aircraft in their current livery scheme and a 1/200 scale model. All right, everyone, allow me to share with you some information about this particular aircraft and how it became part of the Air Caraibes fleet. French-based airline carrier Air Caraibes officially became the first French airline operator as well as the 5th airline operator in the world of aviation overall after aircraft launch customer Recipient Doha-based Qatar Airways, Cathay Pacific, British Airways, and Virgin Atlantic respectively that acquired this prestigious state-of-the-art jetliner aircraft as the French-based airline carrier Air Caraibes took delivery of its first of 4 Airbus A350-1000XWBs extra wide-body aircraft that Air Caraibes had placed orders for back on December 13, 2013 and received their very first Airbus A350-1000XWB extra wide-body aircraft, which bears the registration ship number F-HMIL, which happened to be this aircraft you're looking at here, at a special delivery ceremony that was held at the Airbus Delivery Center facility, which is located in Toulouse, France, on December 19, 2019. And the airline's first inaugural flight on this iconic jetliner aircraft took place shortly thereafter when it flew from Paris-Orly to Pointe-A-Pitre and from Paris-Orly to Fort-de-France, Martinique, as Pointe-A-Pitre, Paris-Orly, and Fort-de-France, Martinique has officially become the main primary gateway bases for this particular aircraft type, with the lion's share of their Airbus A350-1000XWBs operates mostly out of their hub at Paris-Orly Airport. Air Caraibes has ordered a total of 4 Airbus A350-1000XWBs extra wide-body aircraft to add to their fleet. And now at the time of this video review posting, all 4 of their Airbus A350-1000XWBs extra wide-body aircraft are currently operating in service, as this particular aircraft has since become one of the official flagship jetliners for the Pointe-A-Pitre based airline carrier, along with the Airbus A350-900XWB extra wide-body jetliner aircraft, which officially entered the Air Caraibes fleet on February 28, 2017. Now, let's talk about the livery scheme you see on this aircraft. I don't have much information on it, except this is the current livery scheme of French-based airline carrier Air Caraibes, which was unveiled sometime in 2015. So, with all that information out of the way about this aircraft, as well as the livery scheme you see on this aircraft, with no further ado, let me get on down to the nitty-gritty and show you all the details on the rest of this aircraft model. Shall we? Let's check it out. All right, now you're looking at the front of the aircraft. We're going to start at the front of the aircraft here on the port/left side, where you see the front nose landing gears, the landing gear struts, the landing gear door featuring the partial registration ship number on that nose gear door, IL. See the pitot tubes and the static ports, what have you. The radome nose cone, the windshield wipers, and the cockpit windows. I'm going to give you a better visual view of those details later on in my review. But underneath that cockpit window is the French flag decal, which is this decal you see here. And this flag decal represents the country where Air Caraibes currently operates from as one of the major flag carrier airlines for the country of France, as well as the national flag carrier airline of the French West Indies, okay? And then you see the airline's corporate logo right there, as well as the Air Caraibes billboard types you see displayed there. All right, we're at the center of the aircraft here on the port side, and underneath the wings, you see the side visual view of the triple landing bogey gears here, which includes the landing gear door. And then behind these nice the gears, there's the nice looking engine right here with the engine cone right there, featuring the Air Caraibes corporate logo on the engine column. And these engines are the Rolls-Royce Trent XWB-97 turbofan type engines that are used on this particular Air Caraibes Airbus A350-1000XWB extra wide body jetliner aircraft. Now we're going to turn this aircraft model around. We're going to see if the fan blades actually spin. Let's check it out. All right, now you're looking at the front of the engines here on the port/left side of the aircraft. See the engine strikes here and there as well. Now, the more important, let's see if the fan blades on these engines spin. Let's check it out. Oh, perfect, perfect. And then you see the inboard landing light right there, as well as the front vision view of the landing bogey gears, which includes the landing gear struts, as well as the landing gear doors. All right, now you're looking at the front of the engines here on the starboard side of the aircraft, featuring the engine strike displayed here and there as well. Now let's see if the fan blades spin over here as well. Let's check it out. Okay, perfect. There you go. There you have it. And then there's the inboard landing lights right there, as well as the front vision view of the landing bogey gears, which include the landing gear struts, as well as the landing gear doors. All right, now you're looking at the front of the aircraft here, where you got a better vision view of the cockpit windows, the windshield wipers, the radome nose cone, the landing gear doors, the landing gear lights inside of the landing gear doors, the landing gear struts, as well as the front vision view of the front nose landing gears, okay? All right, we still on the port side of the aircraft, and what you're looking at is the wingtip device you see there. And then there's the red navigation light you see there as well. But these wingtip devices are actually called the blended winglets. And these blended winglets were actually made from composite materials. And the sole purpose of these blended winglets is to improve the overall efficiency of the aircraft, resulting in saving fuel, lowering noise emissions, and improving takeoff performance at the same time. These blended winglets also has a 31.9 degree sweep angle, helping to increase cruise speed from a Mach 0.85 to a maximum operating speed to a Mach 0.89. The blended winglets for the Airbus A350 were produced at the Airbus Broughton factory, known as a specialist facility, which is located in Horwatton, Flintshire, Wales, which lies near the border of England and Wales. Now I'm going to show you the these winglets from the front visual view. Check it out. All right, now you're looking at the blended wings from the front visual view, how it's swept off in a 31.9 degree sweep angle. All right, now you're looking at the back of the aircraft here. You see the airline's corporate logo, you see displayed on the tail fin of the aircraft with the various colors of blue there. And then right above the windows is the registration ship number, F-HMIL, which happen to be this information you see there. Registration ship number F-HMIL. This particular aircraft is the very first of 4 Airbus A350-1000XWBs extra wide-body aircraft that actually entered the fleet of French-based airline carrier Air Caraibes. And the first test flight on this particular aircraft actually took place on February 7, 2017, which was actually utilized as an experimental test bed aircraft for nearly 3 years until this particular aircraft was eventually delivered to Air Caraibes on December 2nd, 2019. But unfortunately, this particular aircraft wasn't officially handed over to Air Caraibes until December 19, 2019. All right, we still at the back of the aircraft, and you see the AFT bulk bin door, and right underneath the window, you see the Airbus A350-1000 decal. At the time of this video review posting, French-based airline carrier Air Caraibes is currently one of 9 airline operators, along with launch customer Qatar Airways, based out of Doha, Qatar, Cathay Pacific, based out of Hong Kong, British Airways, based out of London, England, Virgin Atlantic, also based out of London, England, French B, based out of Paris, Etihad Airways, based out of Abu Dhabi, Japan Airlines, based out of Tokyo, and Ethiopian Airlines, based out of Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, that's currently operating this particular aircraft, the Airbus A350-1000XWBs, extra wide-body jetliner aircraft in their fleets, as well as this particular aircraft has since become one of the official flagship jetliners in the Air Caraibes fleet at the time of this video review posting. Now you're looking at the rear of the aircraft. What you're looking at is the APU, which literally stands for Zero Air Power Unit Exhaust Hole, and there is a hole there. And then there's the strobe light underneath the APU exhaust hole there, as well as the entire aircraft from the rear view angle. Check it out. There it is. Awesome. All right, now you're looking at the front of the aircraft here on the starboard / right side, where you see the front nose landing gears, the landing gear struts, the landing gear door featuring the partial registration ship number IL, the pitot tubes and static ports, the radon nose cone, the windshield wipers, the cockpit window, the French flag decal, the airline's corporate logo, the Air Caraibes billboard title, as well as the front cargo containing loading door you see there as well. All right, we're at the center of the aircraft here on the starboard side. Underneath the wings, you see the Rolls-Royce Trent XWB 97 turbofan type engine. See here, featuring the engine cones, real detailed there. And then there's the airline's corporate logo on that engine column. And then the side visual view of the landing bogey gears, which includes the landing gear struts as well as the landing gear doors. All right, now you're looking at the blended winglets with the painted with the two-tone blue there, as well as the green navigation light, as well as the front visual view of this blended winglet as well. Let's check it out. All right, there's the front visual view of the blended winglet on the starboard side of the aircraft. I was swept off in a 31.9 degree sweep angle, as you see there. All right, now you're looking at the back of the aircraft here on the starboard side, where you see the two-tone colors of blue here, and there it goes up to the tail fin of the aircraft. See the airline's corporate logo. See the rear cargo containing loading door, the Airbus A350 decal, as well as the registration ship number you see above the window you see there. All right, before I show you this aerial bird's eye view of this aircraft here, as well as the undercarriage belly view in full detail, please allow me to let you check out one feature, which is the rolling gears. Run pretty good, kind of rough, but it's okay. All right, it does tilt, you see there, and the front nose gear swivel as well. You see there, and there, okay? So with that being said, let's check this aircraft model out from the aerial bird's eye view. All right, now you're looking at this aircraft model from the aerial bird's eye view. We're gonna start at the front of the aircraft, where you see the radon nose cone, the windshield wipers, the cockpit windows, and then you slide up here. You see the anti-collision beacon light, the ADF antenna, a high frequency antenna. Then you slide up this way, another high frequency antenna, the satellite communications antenna, another high frequency antenna, as well as the tail fin of the aircraft, as well as the horizontal stabilizer you see there and there over here as well. Them little dots you see on the horizontal stabilizer, those are actually called illuminator lights. And the sole purpose of these illuminator lights that it actually light up this tail fin here when it flies during nighttime. Now let's check out the top of the wings. No wing walkway, but you see the top of the engine with the engine strikes there. The warning information, as well as the flaps, slats, aileron, spoilers, what have you. Fuel dump valve, as well as the blended winglet featuring the airline's corporate logo you see displayed there. Now let's check out over here. No wing walkway, but you got the engines there, as well as the warning information, as well as the flaps, slats, aileron, spoilers, what have you. Fuel dump valve, as well as the blended winglet featuring the airline's corporate logo you see displayed there on this side here as well. All right, now you're looking at the undercarriage belly view of this aircraft. We're going to start at the front here as always. See the radon nose cone, the crew escape hatch door, the front nose landing gear door, as well as the front nose landing gear. And then you slide up this way, it's mostly light blue, the high frequency antenna. You see the Air Caraibes billboard tile, as well as the airline's corporate logo. The hole where the mouse stand goes in at, the anti-collision beacon light. Then you come back up here, another high frequency antenna there. And then the APU housing door, as well as the horizontal stabilizers underneath. Then we're going to come over this way. See the gears over here. Okay, tilt perfect. The engines, as well as the wings underneath, which includes the flaps, slats, aileron, spoilers. Fuel dump valve, as well as the blended winglet you see displayed there. Now let's check out over here. Tilt perfect. The engines, as well as the wings underneath, which includes the flaps, slats, aileron, spoilers, what have you. Registration ship number, fuel dump valve, as well as the blended winglet that's painted in the two-tone blue you see there as well. All right, since I show you this aircraft model from the aerial bird's eye view, as well as the undercarriage belly view in full detail, now I'm going to put on that actual model stand that I showed you earlier that came with the model. So no further ado, everyone, here is the model on the stand. Check it out. All right. Finally got this model on the stand as you see it displayed in the takeoff landing position with no problem, no hesitation. Now I'm gonna allow this model to rotate in a clockwise rotation, starting with the port side, then the tail cam angle, then the starboard side, then the front of the aircraft and back to the port side. Check it out. All right, before I take this model off the stand, I got it at this angle for a reason. And the reason is the magnetic gears that actually came with this model. So I'm gonna go ahead and take on, let's see what I'm talking about. Let's start at the front nose landing gear here first. That's magnetic. The gears here on the port side, that's magnetic, as well as the gears on the starboard side. There, they magnetic as well. So with that being said, I'm gonna allow you to see this model at a different angle in flight mode position, in the gears up position without the gears. Check it out. All right, now you see this model being displayed in flight mode position, in the gears up position without the gears on there. Now you got one or two options how you want to display your model from this point on. If you want to keep your model displayed like this in the gears up position without the gears, that's fine. You see this plastic bag here that I showed you earlier with the gear replacement doors inside this plastic bag, featuring the two little toothpicks for these gear replacement doors. That's the sole purpose of these gear replacement doors, so you can display your model like this in gears up without the gears position, flight mode position. Or you can keep it in the gear down position with the gears on there. Gears up, gear down, your choice. I choose to keep mine on there because it adds more value to the model. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and put these gears back on this model, take this model off the stand, and go ahead and wrap up this model review, okay? All right, let's talk about the seating configuration. The Air Caraibes Airbus A350-1000XWB extra wide-body jetliner aircraft seats 429 passengers in a 3-class configured cabin layout. All right, everyone, here's the breakdown from rows 1 to 4, which will be about from here to about right here, right there. You have 24 Midras/business class seats, rows 5 to 11, which will be about from here to about right there. You have 45 Caraibes/premium economy class seats in rows 12 to 51, which will be about from here all the way back to the rear of the aircraft. You have an additional 360 Soleil/economy class seats, which brings a total of 429 seats. And finally, Air Caraibes currently employs this aircraft or have previously utilized this particular aircraft, the Airbus A350-1000XWB extra wide-body jetliner aircraft, on routes from Paris-Orly to destinations such as Cancun, Mexico, Pointe-A-Pitre, Punta Cana, Dominican Republic, and Fort-de-France, Martinique. Those are the routes. Well, everyone, this will conclude this model review. I'd like to know if you got this model or you plan on getting this model. If you can find it, your only outside chance of getting this model at this point, if you can find it there, is on eBay. Other than that, you're pretty much out of luck. This model sold out pretty quick. So if you can get your hands on it, I highly recommend it. You won't be disappointed. So with that said, take care. God bless. Stay tuned. There's more model content coming. Peace.